Yo, what's up, peeps, man? It's your boy King. NBA 2K20. Of course, that's gonna be the backdrop for the gameplay, but this game is I predicted it back on September 10th, 2019, when I uploaded my video. The Twitter community is eating this game alive, right? It's been patched to hell. The game is, I'm not gonna say the game is terrible, but it's also not great. It is not what it was at launch, and this happens every year with NBA 2K, and it's becoming a joke at this point. I've been having a really hard time booting the game up, but I want to keep my channel alive, man. I want it to grow, so I'm gonna have to put out more professional looking content, more traditional commentaries with gameplay backdrops and stuff. So I'll play it, I'll boot it up, if not to get footage, if that's only what I'm doing is getting footage, then I'll boot it up, man. But I do want this game to be great. I want a competent basketball game to play. I want things to be an advancement of what NBA 2K11 was. I just feel like the series has been regressing year after year. Like, just year after year, we get better presentation, and that's it. Graphics get better, commentary gets better, gameplay takes major steps back, man. We lost a couple of good guys in the 2K community, especially the Operation Sports community, for sliders and rosters. The attention to detail roster. I used to use that every year since I heard of it. And he's no longer gonna be. He announced this year, when he put out his final roster update, it's the final attention to detail roster, that he would not be making rosters anymore. And part of it is because he got an opportunity to do something bigger, a great job opportunity. And I say it all the time, these are just video games. Like, nothing really should be sacrificed for them. They're just a pastime, but it's one that we love. And we lost attention to detail, and we lost Shady Mike as well. Shady Mike is no longer going to be making slider sets. Those were two of the best roster and slider guys that we had for NBA 2K. They used to put the work in. We got 2K with the Pop boy. We still got him, but they used to put the work in. Those guys put the work in, and now all of a sudden it's done. Like, we're not. So now we don't have anywhere to. If we want simulation basketball, we don't have anywhere to look. We don't have anywhere to look. I mean, if you're on Xbox, you still have SimWorld and those guys, and that might be where I might have to start playing my basketball games. I might have to move over to Xbox, because they don't move to PlayStation. It's just Xbox. So for sim basketball, man, like, it's looking bleak, man. Now, you got a couple of good guys in there. You got the Czar, you got Scott OG, you got those guys. They care about basketball. Mike Wang, they care about pushing the simulation agenda forward, right? They care about this stuff. They care about replicating simulation basketball, but they have so many people over them, so many suits above them, telling them this is what you have to do. I was thinking about it the other day, and it makes a lot of sense why simulation basketball isn't being pushed over the more arcadey park style of basketball, is because those guys. Well, actually, I've been thinking about this for a while. I've known this for a while, but the guys in the park, they spin VC. They spin VC, and when you're playing my leagues and stuff like that, you don't spend VC. Playing that, you earn VC. You earn like about 600, 700 VC per game that you play. Granted, you're playing on 12-minute quarters, and if you're a sim guy, that's likely what you're doing, anyway. So yeah, like, it makes perfect sense. So when you're over on the park, you have to, and the way the park is laid out is just so great. I mean, if you really look at it, it's laid out completely to make you spend money, to make you feel jealous that you're not a certain thing. Like, as soon as you get on the damn park, for many years, you're basically a UPS worker. You're just dripped out in all brown shirt, brown pants. Just the most terrible you can look as a player. Nobody would wear that to the court in real life ever. So you just got off work at UPS and now you come straight to the park and you want to play. You start off at some shit like a 59 to a 62 overall. But you can buy your way to an 85 though. You can buy your way to an 85. Like, they have this shit set up to a science, man. You can buy your way to an 85 overall, but you can't buy the badges. Now that was not to balance the multiplayer. That was not to balance the multiplayer whatsoever. That was to keep players engaged with the game and keep a healthy player count, because those badges are hard as hell to grind if you want to be anything significant on there as a player. First of all, you're not even, even if you get to a 99, you're still not even good. Like, it's just, you go to the goddamn blacktop and pick your player, you're something like a fucking 79 overall. Like, it's just so much going on and it's so convoluted, but it all comes together and makes sense at the end of the day why they do this. And it's to keep, they're doing two things at once. They're trying to make the user feel as though he has to spend VC, but at the same time they want to keep him in a loop of spending VC while maintaining time put into the game. And this is the reason why badge grinding, there's a lot. That's why people say 2K is a very grindy game, and it is a very grindy game, because you can buy your way to 85 overall, but you won't be anything. Like, this game is all about badges. Like, if you don't have badges and you can be a 99 without badges, you're gonna suck. So, and that's why you can't pay for those, but pay for badge tier progression, because you would get to a 99 pretty fast, and in the game, you wouldn't be able to keep player retention. So this is the reason why they do this. And the whole mode is basically the neighborhood. Just all of that stuff is just, it's a psychological thing to keep us in a loop to where we're spending VC. We're constantly envious of others. Oh, that guy has on this. Oh, that guy's a 99 overall. The dude's overall is right below your feet. Your overall is right below your feet at any given time, so you can always see where guys are. You're a brown shirt, you get on the park, you play for the first time, you're probably gonna have to squad up. Nobody wants to play with a brown shirt. So it's forcing you. Every corner, it is forcing you to spend. It's a mobile game at this point. Mask is like what they call a sports RPG, but it's just a mobile game. You have whales that spend a lot of VC. They have this shit calculated down to a science where they down to a number figure to where they know how much each person is worth to them. They know how much each dollar amount is worth to them. They're selling you VC, and they know how much you're gonna buy, each person is gonna buy on average. They're selling you a fucking digital currency that really costs nothing. It's just a number. It's put out there digitally, like it's literally nothing, and they can put a price tag on it, and they can produce unlimited amounts of it. This is stuff that, kids, grown men would think about this, but kids won't think about this. They'll go get mom's credit card. They'll go get, daddy's credit card. They'll use their Christmas money, and they'll buy shit like VC. They'll spend they'll spend the amount that it costs for an entirely new game on VC. There's some guys like, these YouTubers, man. Granted, they get the money back. It's not uncommon to spend $500, $600 on 2K, especially if you want to have multiple player builds. Like, it's not uncommon to spend that much money on 2K. And for a YouTuber, especially a popular one, $600 isn't really anything, but they'll make that back probably on the video. But for us, the regular folk out there, just playing the game and for fun and stuff, and I liked Park and I really wanted to get on there and play, what I'm saying? And I realized, like, I have all these barriers that I have to get over with. I have to play the game forever just to progress naturally. It's just, I don't have the time. This is what all these games are going to. Call of Duty fucking wants you to spend your entire life on the game or pay us. Like, it's just, and it's the same with NBA 2K. They're really pushing games as a service, man. They're really deeply pushing it as a service, and that's what it's all about. It's all about player retention. It's not about the game. This is why you see stuff constantly getting patched. This is to keep their majority happy, which is the park players. You know, they want those guys to be happy, because those guys, they can put a dollar amount on average of how much you're going to spend to those people, you know, and that's what they're looking at. It's scary. It's actually almost like a Netflix model, you know, like they pay like they can look at a user and they know what they charge, and they know, you know, what Netflix package that users are buying, and they can put a dollar amount every year, you know what I'm saying, to how much these people are going to spend, you know. And this is what these games are evolving to. So basically what I'm trying to say is these are mobile games, you know, with a $60 price tag on them. You know, these are subscription models with a $60 price tag on them, entry fee. So, you know, this is just all of this stuff is the reason why they're killing simulation basketball. This is no longer it's a basketball sim to an extent, with a lot of arcade elements to it, but it's just that's not what they're pushing anymore. This game is not thriving to be the most realistic basketball game on the market anymore. This game is in a situation where it is looking to make the most money it can, and that's very natural for a business. And that's it. You know, they're looking at, and it just so happens that this is what's popular. You know, there people are playing 2K now that don't play basketball or barely watch basketball, but they're playing 2K and they're grinding 2K every day, you know, and they don't watch the game of basketball. Go back about 10 years, that was not the case. The only people that were playing basketball games are people who love the game of basketball. And look, I'm not saying you can't expand, because what they're doing here is actually very smart, and it's very successful business, you know. But we as consumers are getting a short end of the stick on that, you know. And, you know, can we really complain? Because it is a business, you know. They're trying to make money. They're trying to maximize profit. Any business is about maximum profits, low effort. Any business, that's just the motto. Like, they're gonna try the lowest amount of effort that they can put, and they're trying to turn that into the maximum amount of profits that they can make. And that's just business, man. So, you know, I just wanted to get on here, man, and just talk, because, you know, we're losing like a lot. I mean, it's Simmons is dying. It's dying, man. You look at, you know, Gideon over there, man. He's doing the Lord's work, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting the work in. You got like, you know, and the developers, I know they see this. I know they see this stuff, and they look like, only if we only could fix this stuff, you know, if we only could do this, because they have like the suits lording over their heads, telling them like, no, you can't put this in the game because this will scare away our moneymaker, which is, it's just a lot. Like, it's a lot. And they're not going to do separate games, because, like, why would they do separate games? All I ask from NBA 2K is just leave the 5v5 basketball alone, patch park independently, and I'm pretty sure it's something that they can, you know. And when it comes to adding new animations and stuff like that, it's probably something that I'm ignorant to and don't quite understand. But, you know, all I want is the damn basketball back. I just want my simulation basketball back, because, I mean, this game's been really hard to boot up, you know, and I'm not even saying it's bad. It's just, it's not what it once was, man. So anyway, peace, man. It's me, boy King. I'm about to bounce up out of here. Later.